Here we are with the AXOS 8 transient generator that is capable of doing surge, EFT, voltage dips, magnetic field, ring wave, and telecom wave with certain accessories on the front panel. You have your surge and ring wave output from here, direct, your EFT direct output, and then your built-in single-phase 16 amp coupling network, which will do all of these waveforms, the surge, EFT, ring wave, and the dips and interrupts. We can take a quick look at each menu for the parameters that you can set and the different coupling networks you can pick depending on what you have connected and whether or not you're going to be doing IEC or ANSI standards, and your coupling paths as well for the internal coupler on the EFT portion and surge portion. For voltage dips, the unit by itself will do interrupts from 100% to 0%. If you want to do the dips to 40, 70, and 80, you'll need the additional DIP 116 module to do those kinds of tests. On the magnetic field, you need an external coil antenna or loop, M-Surge A, for doing surge on the magnetic field. You can select your levels here, your rep rates, and your number of surges, pretty similar on each of the settings. And finally, ring wave is built into the AXOS 8, and once again, you can pick your coupling paths. If you have an external coupler, it will show up in the coupling menu. You can also select your impedance on this one, and same thing with rep rates, number of surges, peak voltage, and synchronization. To take a look at the settings of the unit, you can see a bunch of things here, like the date and time, that type of thing. An interesting thing is the last cal date you can update here, which you should only update if you are actually performing a full calibration in accordance to the IEC standards. And you can get your firmware versions and that type of thing here as well. So last thing, we can program some sequences in here for doing certain types of tests in a certain order, such as doing surge first, then ring wave, then EFT, or whatever you choose. Last thing we'll do is look at an example test report. A few more important things about the AXOS 8 is you have these external voltage and current monitor ports. These are for measuring the transient, and this is for measuring your line voltage and line current. Another important thing that you can find under any of the test modes is you can go load the test standard and the level that you want to test to, which makes things pretty easy. And we'll run a quick surge test here that is doing 4 surges at 2 kV, repeating every 10 seconds. And once this is done, we'll go take a look at the files that this thing reports on. All right, now that our test is done, we will plug in our USB drive and hit report. And now we'll go take a look at what files we get. On the Excel sheet, we can see our 4 test points repeating every 10 seconds at 2 kV with the internal measured peak voltage and peak current. On this other sheet, we can see that this test passed. And on the last Excel sheet, we have all of our settings that we put internally on the AXOS. All right, on the back panel of the AXOS 8, we have our single phase line neutral ground connections over here. If you are using the external DIP 116 for doing all your 40, 70, 80 dips, you connect it here. Here's another high voltage DC output for using different external accessories. And then we have a connector here for connecting to other coupling decoupling networks, and many different auxiliary ports that have a wide variety of use that can be found in the manual. External sync and Ethernet and power connection, as well as grounding. Thanks for watching our video on the AXOS 8. This device is great for doing many of your IC 61000 testing. If you have any questions, contact us at ATEC. We have the knowledge, the equipment, the solution.